Well, today was a very interesting day in terms of content on the game itself and also things outside of the game that are leaks, because all these ratings that have been leaked, we kind of, if you watch yesterday's video, we noticed in real time, like, these are probably not true. Now we have more confirmation. These are definitely not 100% confirmed ratings, and many YouTubers have been duped by them, and it's easy to be duped by them, but also you got to be first to upload ratings nowadays. It's kind of the name of the game. But the ratings that you saw on maybe someone else's channel, unfortunately, are not confirmed. So we'll talk about that and why we know they're not confirmed, and also, you know, this main objective here today, the gritty objective. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. That we'll go and talk about. Plus, we got a 99 SBC, or sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Ronaldinho is an objective, by the way, if you guys don't know. This is what you have to complete 5 times, and now there is this 5 of 10, 5 of 10, 5 of 10, 5 of 20, and 5 of 20, 99 overall futties cards. This now is like true end game shit, so I'm happy they did this. And unfortunately, I just got home now, so I don't have this done, but there's plenty of channels out there you can go and watch these at. They do look pretty damn cool, so I want to give EA their props for this. I wish it was like maybe just a few weeks earlier, preferably, if I'm gonna nitpick, but still nice to see them kind of acknowledge like end game. Hey, it's over, right? Let's just have as much fun as we possibly can. And I do want to say thank you all for being here today. Of course, this is your last day to send me your evolutions, either a DM on Twitter above my head here or message me on PlayStation. The PSN name is A-J-3-4. Preferably send me your in-game stats as well. And if you have a full team, send me your full Evo team. But all right, let's get started with this objective here. Also, I forgot to mention there is a big SBC leak as well that we'll get into that many of you will be very happy about. But firstly here, Gritty to Glory daily play is pretty funny. So basically what's happening here is that you have to complete this 5 times. So win 3 and play 6 matches, and it's every single day. So play 6 matches. It's a lot of games, right? But also it's only 5 of 13, right? I want to say it's 5 of 13. Yes, 5 of 13 days. So that's not too bad. But if you want to be able to gritty in next year's game, they locked it behind an objective. So it will not be able to be triggered. Actually, I can just show you the message EA sent here. You will not be able to do the gritty next year unless you complete this objective that came out today. That's the only way to do it. And you have plenty of time left, obviously, but this is kind of funny. I tweeted something out like, I'm happy they did this, but it's kind of troll. I understand celebrations are not supposed to piss you off, right? They're supposed to be kind of like a little fun thing, not taken too seriously, but sometimes, you know, they can piss you off, right? So no matter what, next year, you'll be seeing way less people doing this celebration if you care about that kind of stuff. So if you want to be the grittier, then you do this objective and you'll be able to do it next year. And I get people being upset about this. I mean, I understand that, but just a little bit of fun, I guess, I don't really mind. I mean, people will just find a new toxic celebration next year to do, and that'll be the thing that pisses you off. Went from dab to gritty, it'll be something else next year. I mean, at least there's something interesting with the game right now. That's kind of all I really care about. You know, what do you guys think about this being locked behind this game? And also sticking with current FC25 stuff, Gyökeres has been leaked to come as an SBC here. Official stats and playstyle pluses: 99 pace, 98 shooting, 97 dribbling, first touch, low driven, rapid, finesse, and aerial, 99 rated. It's a crazy card, obviously, so Arsenal fans very happy about this one. And Gyökeres in FIFA, if you guys don't know, by the way, he's pretty good. Like, his body type in game, he's faster. He's like a Harry Kane almost in FIFA, where the pros love Harry Kane. Gyökeres is along that same lines. If any of you still care about FC25 results, then Gyökeres will be the guy to give you probably some better results here. And okay, next up here, it was the ratings chaos. We had leakers going back and forth about, no, this is real, and no, this is definitely not real, and it never ended. Anyway, YouTubers making videos, they have 100K views, and now people think ratings are a certain way, and they're just not. So Fud Agent, who was like tweeting out a lot of these, says, for anybody asking about the validity of the data, it's taken directly from EA's data. Same method they used in 2021 to release the full database, and it was correct. The issue with this is that every single person who's very, very credible is saying, no, these literally are not final. Like, some of these might be right, but we have no idea which ones, if any of them, are going to actually be right. Like, these are definitely not final. We had DJ Mario come out and literally tell us that these are not legit ratings. We had Run the Phone Market tweet out EA cooked Messi and Ronaldo ratings next year, and they're not real ratings. Like, these are just not final. They're not legit. DJ Mario, fake stats. Like, DJ Mario's getting involved saying they're fake stats. These are not legit, okay? They're definitely not legit here. It looks like they're taken basically from an advanced version of the final squad update, and like 25+% are going to change pretty significantly. And which ones are those? You don't know, which then means what's the point in looking at these, because it could be Ronaldo changing drastically. We have no idea. So there's no point looking at any of them if 30+%, 40% are going to change a lot. There's no real point. But obviously 2.1 million views, people who saw this aren't going to have any idea probably that these aren't legit. People will freak out now about these ratings, and it's the unfortunate truth of the way that these FIFA leaks are, and all social media is right now, right? If you're first, it doesn't matter if you have the real information or not. If people hear a certain bit of news first, they'll believe that news. For a lot of YouTube and social media, it's about being first, not being right. And we got Donk and Exo FIFA come out and be like, there's a reason no reputable leaker has been leaking ratings yet, because they're just not legit enough yet. So Exo FIFA was like one of the first guys last year to leak a lot of the legit ratings. It's just not real. So this is kind of the side effect of the FIFA leak scene, is that if you're first, that's very important for engagement. And that Twitter check, that Elon check, that ranges from $4 to $11. So can't hate the hustle, but yeah, I would not be believing this stuff right now. And also, FUT latest is basically just, I don't know. He's exploding all over the engagement farm he's getting. He can't believe the sheer numbers he's seeing on his Twitter right now, leaking out all the ratings. Now has icon swaps apparently coming back next year. So this is another tweet he has that I thought latest has like kind of been right in the past, but he's now tweeting out all these ratings. I don't believe him now. He says icon swaps coming, 400K views, 4K likes. Everyone's like, oh my God, they're gonna be back next year, and then they're not gonna be back. And everyone's like, oh my God, didn't EA tweet this out, or we got it leaked? And it's like, no. It was this fucking random dude tweeting out some bullshit. So just be aware of, you know, that's why you watch me, right? I'm here for the tier 1 guys, even though I've been duped many times before, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Also, I've been seeing some comments like, hey, do FC points transfer from 25 to 26? And apparently, you know, every year they usually have been, right? But we did get EA_Darko kind of make some sort of official confirmation here. While it has happened in other releases, there is currently no information available right now as if it will be the case this year. So a couple things with this. One is that it always has happened, and people are kind of experimenting with the conspiracy that right now, usually the FC points number on third-party websites is much cheaper right now because it's the end of the year. So, for example, £45 on CD keys for 12,000 FC points. And for example, right here, 48,000 for 122 euros on some other third-party website. And people like to buy those prior to the game coming out. Then they can transfer them over and then spend them for much cheaper. Obviously, I don't recommend spending FC points, even if they're through a third-party website. But if you are planning on doing this, we don't know as of yet if they will transfer. I would guess they're going to, and this might be a try to scare you off tactic before you end up buying something off of G2A, CD keys, something like that. There's some conspiracies around it right now, but Darko says he can't confirm or deny it. And also, I thought this was kind of funny here. You can already pre-download FC26 on Xbox right now. We're like a month from release still, or what, 4 weeks, but you can already preload the game, which is that kind of, you know, are we reading too much into this? But does that not mean the game is like kind of done? And 4 days ago, we had these guys talking about how tacklebacks still need work, and the game's done. Now, obviously, patches can change those kinds of things, so we're still so far out. They definitely can patch some stuff. I just thought it was kind of funny seeing like, oh, okay, you can already preload, you know, 99% of the game, and the next 1% they can just like patch in. But yeah, if you're on Xbox, I guess you can preload it. I mean, it's not close to release yet. I think the web app's like 19 or 20 days out, I want to say, and then the game coming out, it's like 24 days out if you have the pre-order bonus. So, you know, we're still quite a ways out. out. It's like 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks, you could say. I just thought this was kind of funny. Like, what do you make of this? Is this kind of showing the game's kind of done? But okay, let's read some of your comments now. We've got Sully, who says, so giving casual players less chance of getting a good card, so the gap is going to increase for pay-to-win players the first few months of the game. That's a joke. He's referring to the fact that there's going to be less players in the game next year in terms of promo cards. Therefore, if you spend money on the game, the odds are, you know, they just increase the more and more. The more you make the special cards rarer, it makes it more pay to win, is what he's trying to say here. And this is kind of the problem, is that how do you find the right balance of this? I don't exactly know. But what we all know is the case right now is that we need less, right? We need less of a lot of the bloated nonsense that EA makes content out of that we are tired of. So if they're going to make things less bloated, how do you not make things rarer, which then makes things, I guess, easier to get when you spend money compared to not spending money? You know, I don't know the right balance to that, but I can definitely understand where your worries would come from. But also, if we want to go back to what it was, the game was more pay to win like 4 years ago. It was. But also, I think we long for the idea of like earning a card that's hard to get and he stays on our team for 2 months. Like that feeling is gone from the game nowadays. And unfortunately, like a more slightly pay to win aspect might be the side effect of that. And what would you rather have there then? You know, would you rather have the game be more rewarding a little bit? But also, if you pay a lot of money to get certain players, then maybe you have a little bit more of an advantage that way. Like, maybe evolutions actually play a big part in this, where that helps level the playing field for the average player compared to maybe like 18 or 19, something like that. But I know for sure that we need less of some stuff. And if that makes things slightly more pay to win, honestly, that's okay to me, because skill still matters more than anything. Obviously, you can definitely still get shafted over if someone's got a god squad and you got like a kind of a lame squad. Yeah, you're at a disadvantage there, right? I just don't know how to balance these without going back a little bit, so we kind of need a little bit more of this. But obviously, if it's too pay to win, we got a big problem there, so we have to kind of pick our battles a little bit. And I know for sure that we need to go back slightly, and we'll go from there. I feel like it's kind of like the best move. And of course, that's just my opinion. I might be wrong about that, but I think it's an okay move from them to see what happens. And if it's too pay to win, we got to go back on some stuff. But if it's more like 19, 20, 21, I feel like that's a good balance. And then we got Darren Jones' comment here, and he's right about this. And this is where it's very confusing, because Darren Jones talking about how they're handling the end of this game as an insight into how 26 is going to be. And he's explaining how we've kind of had like gate kept stuff. And then today we have a 99 Dino objective that you can get in 5 days, and also 5 of 10 99 cards every single day for 5 days, and some are 5 of 20. I mean, it's like you went from 0 to 100 real quick. You were like gatekeeping shit up until like 4 days ago, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you want free 99s? Here you go, which I'm happy about. But why are you gatekeeping shit for the last 3 weeks? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like they almost realized they were micromanaging, and they went back on that like a week ago, and they're planning content or something. I don't know, but it's like such a drastic difference from just 16 hours ago. Even we were saying this, and now we have a Dino we get in 5 days. If you want to get Dino in 5 days for free by just playing the game. And also you get as many 99s as you want to. Like almost all 99s that you want, you're going to get from this objective. So just funny how we go from one extreme to the other so quickly. When there was a month of Evos that were like, hey, when's our 99 Evo coming? It just never came until a week ago. And that was 5 weeks late. It's like, what the hell happened? And then we got Jim here. I agree with the guy about reskinned big club and meta promos. One of the many reasons I'm not getting FC26. I'm so curious to know what that first couple, or what those first couple promos look like, if there will be reskins, or if they're going to be kind of like a little unique in certain ways. Like, where are they going to go about promos this year now that they want to slow the power curve down? We have more game modes to be introduced to go along with promos. Like, what does the content look like? I'm very curious to know if content is like drastically different to kind of what it was this year, or if it's going to be more along the same lines still and less of a change than we think. And I think the first couple of weeks is going to be a really big tell on the future of FC26, because we all know it needs to be better than last year. And I feel like the first couple weeks and how the promos are ran will be a very good indicator on that. And I'm excited to see what happens. You know, we'll be here uploading videos every day. And thank you guys all for being here. Appreciate you all so much. And I love you all. So peace.